Your salary is not going to make you rich. I know that sounds wrong. I know you've been told to work harder, get a promotion, and negotiate a raise, and maybe you did all of that. Maybe you're making more than you ever have, and you still feel broke. That feeling, it's not a coincidence. And it's definitely not your fault, at least not entirely, but there is something you're missing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Most people spend their entire careers chasing a bigger number on their paycheck, and they retire with almost nothing to show for it. That's not a personal failure. That's what happens when no one teaches you the right game to play. So stay with me for the next few minutes, because this is the thing no one actually explains. Chapter 1. The Marcus Story. Let's talk about a guy named Marcus. Marcus is 28. He worked his way up from $38,000 a year to $72,000 a year in about 4 years. He got the raise. He moved into a nicer apartment. He bought a better car. He upgraded his wardrobe. He started going out more because, well, he'd earned it. And at the end of every month, Marcus had almost nothing left. Not because he was being reckless, he wasn't gambling, he wasn't making obviously terrible decisions. He was just living at the level of his income. And that is one of the quietest, most destructive money traps that exists. Marcus's salary grew by $34,000 a year. His savings grew by almost nothing. More money. Same broken feeling. Sound familiar? Here's the uncomfortable truth. A higher salary can actually make you worse off financially if your spending grows alongside it. This isn't an opinion. Economists call it lifestyle inflation, and it quietly destroys wealth for millions of people every single year. The raise comes in, the expenses expand to meet it, and the gap, that space between what you earn and what you keep, stays exactly the same or gets smaller. That gap has a name, and that name matters more than your salary ever will. Chapter 2, the real number that matters, savings rate. It's called your savings rate, not your gross income, not your job title, not whether you have a 401k you've never actually looked at. Your savings rate is the percentage of your income that you actually keep, invest, or use to build something. And for most Americans, that number is embarrassingly low. The average American saves somewhere around 3 to 5% of their income. Some months, it drops to 0 or below 0 because people are covering last month's credit card bill with this month's paycheck. Let that sink in. People are literally paying for the past with money they need for the future. Here's what that looks like in real numbers. 2 people, same age. Let's say they're both 25. Person A earns $45,000 a year and saves 20% of it. That's $750 a month going into investments. Person B earns $80,000 a year and saves 5% of it. That's $333 a month. Person A is investing more than twice as much every single month on nearly half the salary. Fast forward 30 years with average market returns, and Person A has significantly more wealth than Person B, not because they earned more, because they kept more of what they earned, and they put it to work. The size of your paycheck is just the starting line. What you do next is the whole race. That is the thing your salary can't do for you. Only your habits can. Chapter 3. What actually builds wealth? Let's go deeper, because savings rate is part of it, but it's not the whole picture. There are a few other things that actually build wealth, and none of them are make more money. The first one is cash flow control. Cash flow just means money coming in versus money going out. Most people have no real system for this. They earn, they spend, they hope there's something left. That's not a plan. That's a gamble. And the house always wins. A simple budget, even a rough one, changes everything. Not because it restricts you, because it makes you aware. And awareness is where control begins. If you don't know where your money is going, you cannot redirect it. It's that simple. The second one is investing early. Not investing big, not investing perfectly, just investing early. Here's the one piece of math I want you to actually feel. If you invest $200 a month starting at age 22, you could have over $700,000 by age 62. assuming average historical stock market returns. That's with $200 a month, less than $50 a week. If you wait until you're 32 to start that exact same habit, you end up with roughly half that amount. Not because you invested less money, but because you gave it less time. Time is the single most powerful force in personal finance, and every year you wait, you're giving it away for free. The third one is skill leverage. This one people sleep on. Your income ceiling is basically determined by the value your skills create for other people. A $15 an hour job and a $50 an hour job aren't just different salaries, they represent different skill levels in the market. The fastest way to grow income isn't to work harder at what you already do. It's to build skills that the market pays more for. That could mean a certification, a side skill, getting better at something people will actually pay for. You can spend 3 years grinding at your current job and maybe get a 3% raise, or you can spend 6 months intentionally building a new skill and potentially double your income. I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying it's the smarter path. Work smarter beats work harder, every time. The fourth one is having a financial system, not a dream, a system. A system means your paycheck hits your account and money automatically moves to where it needs to go. Some to bills, some to savings, some to investing, a little for spending guilt-free. When it's automatic, you don't have to rely on willpower. You don't have to remember. You don't have to negotiate with yourself on a Friday night about whether you should transfer money to savings. It already happened. The decision was already made. That is the difference between people who quietly build wealth and people who always intend to. Intention without a system is just a wish. Chapter 4. Marcus's comeback. So back to Marcus, 6 months after he started actually tracking his cash flow. Not perfectly, just honestly. He found $680 a month that was basically disappearing into subscriptions he'd forgotten about, food delivery he was using out of habit, and an upgraded gym membership he used twice. He didn't cut everything. He cut the stuff that wasn't actually making his life better. He redirected $400 of that into an index fund. He kept $280 as lifestyle buffer so he didn't feel deprived. That $400 a month started at $28, invested consistently for 30 years. At average market growth, that becomes somewhere in the range of $800,000 to over $1 million. Same salary, same city, same job, completely different financial future. Not from a raise, from awareness. Chapter 5. Your 5 action steps. So here's what I want you to actually do this week, not someday, this week. Step 1. Find your savings rate. Take what you saved last month, not what you plan to save, what you actually saved, and divide it by your take-home income. That number is your current savings rate. Most people have never done this. Do it. Step 2. Track your spending for 2 weeks, not forever. Just 2 weeks. Use a free app, a spreadsheet, a notes app, whatever. Just see where it goes. You will find money you didn't know you were losing. Step 3. Open an investment account if you don't have one. An index fund through a Roth IRA is a solid starting point for most people. You don't need a lot to start. You need to start. Step 4. Automate something. Even $50 a month. Set it to transfer automatically on payday. Remove the decision. Remove the friction. Step 5. Identify one skill that could increase your income in the next 12 months. Not a side hustle idea you saw on TikTok. A real, marketable skill that you could get better at. Think about it seriously. 5 steps. None of them require a raise. All of them require a decision. Closing thought. Let me be real with you for a second. I know some of you watching this are tired. Not lazy. Tired. You've been showing up, doing the work, busting your ass at a job that takes a lot and gives back just enough to keep you coming back. And at the end of the month, you look at your bank account and feel that quiet, heavy feeling, like you're running on a treadmill, moving fast, getting nowhere. That feeling is not a character flaw. It's a system problem. And systems can be changed, But here's what I need you to hear, and I mean really hear this. Nobody is coming to fix this for you. Not your employer, not the government, not a lucky break. The only person who is going to change your financial life is the person watching this video right now. That's not meant to be harsh. That's actually the most freeing thing I can tell you, because it means you already have what you need to start. You don't need more money. You need a different relationship with the money you already have. And every single day you treat your future self like a stranger, someone you'll worry about later, is a day that quietly costs you, not in a dramatic way, in a slow, invisible way that you only feel years from now. Your future self is real. They're going to wake up one day and either thank you or wish you had started sooner. Start now. For them, if this hit differently than you expected, I'm glad. That was the point. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's your savings rate right now, even if it's 0? Especially if it's 0. No judgment here, just honesty. And if you want more videos like this, real finance, no hype, no nonsense, subscribe to Naomi. New video every week. I'll see you in the next one.